Dame Dash is now accusing DJ Envy of being a government informant, and he even posted a paperwork that he says proves DJ Envy is an informant.
But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that, in fact, if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact, a rat.
I lost $1 million.
And you went in because of DJ Envy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy for years.
My attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little bit.
I think you should listen to your attorneys. Why don't light-skinned people like to listen? Like, if your attorney told you don't say nothing, why are you talking?
Listen, so Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community.
Not DJ Envy getting called a federal informant out of nowhere. Dame Dash just dropped some wild accusations saying Envy somehow dodged prison time after that shady real estate mess. And now 50 Cent's backing him up too. That's wild, especially since 50 and Dame been at each other's throats ever since Dame started clowning Cameron.
Not to say that even Caesar was doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say, here, take this money and give it to this person or do this with this money? I never did.
The streets can't believe it. But the real question is, did Envy actually snitch to the feds? If that's true, what does that say about the Breakfast Club and everybody attached to it? This whole thing is spiraling fast. Let's run it back real quick. Everything popped off when Dame Dash pulled up to the Breakfast Club last month, and the interview went off the rails instantly. Envy and Charlemagne started pressing Dame about his money situation, and you already know Dame don't let anyone play with his paper. The second they brought up those broke rumors and his bankruptcy, he snapped like a live wire.
You acting like a girl.
You move like an old auntie. You an old Harlem auntie.
I could punch you right in your face like a grown man. I won't.
And then we gonna
and
fight.
you won't do shit.
Dame, this is with
That's
the
not
Chatty Patty, so just
Now,
so
let's
you
not
know,
get
because I knew you was going to say
Nah,
that.
I've seen you run.
Yes.
That's it. I've seen you.
I'm
I'm not saying I will. I'm saying no. Then your version of respectful is different than mine. We were on the street right now, and you were talking like that. I would have you up. But I'm not going to do that. Nah, I wouldn't have got beat up. But I wouldn't have got beat up. Let's end this. So let me say one more thing before I leave.
I had so many questions.
All right. Oh, you're right.
How you want to leave? You can't get in your emotions and want to leave, Dame.
No, what I'm saying is when you interrupt me and you say certain things, where I'm from, the masculine man will.
Yeah,
but because wait, let me finish. No, I didn't. I said
not gonna happen.
I didn't say. I said I could, and you wouldn't do anything.
And we gonna fight.
I didn't see that on tape. You ran.
Yeah, because it was 4 guys, but that's cool.
Ask what happened when 30 guys jumped me. I went to jail. The last time I was behind, it was $1 million. I paid it. That sounds broke to you? If all my children, and I pay their colleges up front, they don't have debt, meaning they don't have to go on, that sounds broke to you? Every one of my baby mothers has 2 or 3 houses. That sounds broke to you? It's not about me. If you Google her family, or certain people I know, I'll Google them, they have no money. I Google the family office, $10 billion. Rich people don't put anything in their name. But you don't know that. You don't know that. And I feel sorry for you because you don't get to see the daylight. You guys, you don't. You missed your whole life.
We don't have anything on our name.
So then
I have a question about the book deal with Simon & Schuster.
Let me finish. Yeah, go ahead.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What made you sign a book deal with Simon & Schuster as opposed to publishing independent?
Dame started firing shots, calling Charlemagne gay, bragging about who's got the bigger house, and flexing like he's still swimming in Rockefeller money. Then he even challenged both Envy and Charlemagne to show their views on camera just to prove they really living like that. Talk about petty. It was pure madness. The whole interview turned into a flex battle that made everybody look crazy. For a dude who's been rich for decades, Dame's pride was showing big time. But the real bombshell came right after, because in that same episode, things got dark. Dame went for the jugular, claiming DJ Envy's caught up in a RICO case linked to that shady real estate scheme with Caesar Pina.
The problem, Dame, I have with you is You're a businessman and an entrepreneur.
I don't care what your problem
When people have a question to you, you don't want to ask the question. And exactly what you do to
I
people.
did answer.
You are a chatty patty. Right?
No, I'm not. Okay, let's do this. Can I talk? Let me answer that. Let me answer that. Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
No, you can't come speaking. Like we just said, we're gonna set boundaries. I respected you. Respect me.
This is what Dame wanted, by the way.
I know.
He wanted to come in here and cause this.
He said boundaries. He said some chatty patty stuff that's absolutely not true.
So let's address it. Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it. Let's pause. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So a lot of the things you say on here are not true. A lot. And I'm saying what I'm seeing in the algorithm is that you're being investigated with it for RICO, and that there were people around you that are getting charged. So why? Let me ask you a question. Of course, I don't expect you. Bottom line is, I already know you're gonna fold if they come for you. You tell them. We already know that.
The SEC,
But anyway, man, do
FBI,
not show that. Are you crazy?
He walking with the letter.
Don't let Dame make you so.
But that's the thing. No, hold on. You have to prove facts because
No,
he
you
can't
don't.
prove facts.
I can't.
No.
Everything I say, I be having on tape.
It's not factual.
What's not factual that I said?
Nothing that you said is factual.
So I'm not the chairman of Revolt?
I don't know. I haven't seen the Dateline yet.
Deadline.
You know what happens when feminine people get nervous and upset? Their voice starts cracking, their lips start shaking.
That's what you be doing when you be on Art of Dialogue.
Or you
When your
stand
teeth
up
be
and walk
falling out
away
and
like
shit,
you're gonna
you be
walk.
Envy tried to clean it up quick, saying he had paperwork right there to prove he's innocent. But before he could even pull it out, Charlemagne shut him down, telling him to chill. Like, wait, why would Envy even be walking around with RICO paperwork unless he already knew this was about to come up? That's looking real sketchy. And Dame's not backing down one bit. He's doubling down hard, claiming he's got the real receipts that prove Envy's been working with the feds.
And, they did research. And I can't articulate exactly what was said, but it wasn't said. She sent me a message, so I'll play it. But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that, in fact, if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact, a rat. And I knew that you would fold anyway, but allegedly. But this is what the paperwork, and I'm going to play it so y'all can hear it.
Anybody can go online and type in Cesar H. Pena. When they do, they'll see links from the Department of Justice.gov. They can simply open up the two links that you see here. The first one shows the New Jersey real estate investor and online influencer charged with committing multi-million-dollar fraud, investment fraud scheme, laundering drug proceeds, and bribing a New Jersey politician. If you simply scroll down, you will see the individual one. Individual one is clearly described as Pena's business partner, a well-known disc jockey and radio personality who resided in New Jersey. You go further down, as you can see through this video, it gives more description on Pena and his business partner. Individual one operated a company that conducted real estate seminars around the country with Pena. He's a co-conspirator. This individual one, who is a well-known radio personality, disc jockey in New Jersey. That only describes one person who we all...
He even jumped online tagging iHeartRadio and Power 105, calling them out directly like, do y'all even realize your own host might be a federal informant? That's a bold accusation to throw out in public, and people are eating it up. Now here's where things get real messy. Cesar Pena, better known on the internet as Flipping NJ, got hit with a serious federal indictment back in July 2025. We're talking wire fraud, money laundering, and bribery charges.
If it wasn't for DJ Envy, I would have never invested into Cesar. I lost a total of $64,000.
After receiving 2 bounced checks, Rio says he got a visit from Cesar carrying this box of jewelry.
He said, take this jewelry until I can pay you back.
The feds say he was running a whole multi-million-dollar scam, pretending to help people invest in real estate while secretly stuffing his own pockets. They even claim he bribed a Jersey official to keep the scheme rolling. Wild.
Me as someone that he is not speaking to. We have not spoken about anything. And he calls me and starts talking about some real estate shit. For me, that's odd. We don't speak. And now you calling me, telling me that your man's with the government and he could get the buildings and there's a list, it'll be me, you, and Queen Latifah and whatever the fuck he was saying, because I was walking my dog in the backyard, so I want to stop listening at this point. But that just sounded fishy.
Prosecutors say Caesar convinced dozens of people to dump millions into his so-called property deals, promising massive profits that never showed up. Turns out it was allegedly just one giant Ponzi scheme. And guess whose name kept popping up?
I called 3 people. I called Clue. I called Fabulous. I called Joe Budden. Right? My Desert Storm family. And I said, hey guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think that, you should invest a little bit of money in, try it out, and that way you can do it. Joe Budden told me it was a Ponzi scheme and I was going to go to jail.
DJ Envy to run flashy real estate seminars all across the country, using Envy's fame to sell the illusion of success. Those seminars made Caesar a social media star and pulled in tons of regular folks hoping to get rich quick. But here's the kicker. While Caesar's now fighting those federal charges, Envy hasn't been indicted at all and swears he didn't know a thing. Still, several furious investors have filed lawsuits against both of them, claiming they were misled and lost life-changing money, all because they trusted the face they saw on the radio. Top it all off, NBC dropped bombshell receipts showing Caesar Pina had been running this game way back since 2017.
This was a 3-family, 2-bedroom. We could only bring $800 rent roll each floor, which is not that much money. If we decided to extend it, if you walk back there, you see we extended it. Now with the extension, we decided to make it from a 2-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. So now from 800, it goes to 1,800 a month. 18. We extended it so much, we have so much that we can extend it. We can actually put 2 studios in the back. So now the 2 studios will bring, you figure 18 is 240.
Dude was out here promising people crazy returns, like 20 to 45% in 5 months. That's not an investment, that's straight up fantasy land. But here's where it gets even crazier. Reports say Caesar wasn't putting most of that investor money into any real properties at all. Instead, he was allegedly pocketing huge chunks for himself and using new investors' cash to pay off the old ones. That's the oldest trick in the scammer book, the classic Ponzi hustle. He was out here playing people dirty, taking money for houses he did, selling the same exact property to multiple investors at once. That's next level bold.
Any part in Cesar's Ponzi scheme. Right after Pina's arrest,
right before the Fed swooped in, NBC aired a full expose showing the victims who got caught up in this nightmare. The wildest part? Almost every one of them said the only reason they trusted Caesar in the first place was because DJ Envy had co-signed him. One investor, Anthony Barone, told NBC he met Caesar through Envy. And get this, Envy was right there with him touring one of the Jersey properties. Barone said he dropped $500,000 into one project, then another $300,000 after that, all because he believed Envy's word meant it was solid. Then you've got another victim, Aggie Rios, a car wrap shop owner from Long Island who's worked on Envy's rides for years. He told NBC that when he tried to get his money back, Caesar actually tried to pay him in jewelry instead of cash. You can't make this stuff up. And of course, guess who linked them in the first place? DJ Envy himself. Reports say Envy personally vouched for Caesar's company, telling people it was a safe investment. Yeah, right. After NBC dropped that bombshell, the floodgates opened. More alleged victims started coming forward online, each one telling the same heartbreaking story. They only invested because DJ Envy's name was attached. Even big voices started speaking out, including Joe Budden, who revealed Envy once tried to pull him into the same real estate hustle years ago. That's a plot twist nobody saw coming. And now, an old interview has resurfaced where Envy himself admits Joe Budden warned him directly. You're gonna end up in prison if you keep running around with what looks like a Ponzi scheme. That's not hearsay. That's Envy's own words caught on tape. And don't get it twisted, this wasn't some quiet side hustle.
So Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community. I wanted to teach my community about real estate, things that I didn't know when I was first buying my first home. I wanted to teach our community about investing in generational wealth. Caesar, if he took money, I wasn't privy to it, nor did I even know. But for anybody to say I was involved, that's totally not true. I would never.
DJ Envy literally brought Cesar Pina right onto the Breakfast Club and hyped up his so-called investment opportunities live on air. There's footage of Envy himself walking through houses with potential investors, smiling, shaking hands, and stamping his whole reputation on Cesar's name like it was all squeaky clean. That's wild. But even with all that evidence floating around, Envy kept swearing he had nothing to do with Cesar's scam. Right after Cesar got hauled off in cuffs, Envy hopped back on the Breakfast Club trying to clear his name. He ran the same speech again, saying his goal was to uplift the community, build generational wealth, and teach folks how to win in real estate. He claimed he had no clue Cesar was out here robbing people blind. The public wasn't buying that story for a second, because how can dozens of investors lose millions under your nose and you don't know what's going on? Even if Envy wasn't directly in on the fraud, he still pushed Cesar hard. After people were already warning him something smelled off, the least he could have done was tell fans to fall back once those red flags started waving. But instead, he kept quiet while folks got played. Now sure, maybe the feds did check Envy out and just couldn't find enough dirt to hit him with charges. That's always possible. But according to Dame Dash, that's not what went down. Dame says the real reason Envy walked away clean is because he allegedly cut a deal and cooperated with the feds behind the scenes. And that's exactly why 50 Cent's been keeping his distance lately. Word is, 50 was supposed to link with Envy for a brand new real estate reality show. But once he caught wind of the snitch whispers, he backed out fast. It's got people wondering if all those power moves Envy brags about were never about business at all, but just protect yourself moves in disguise. So after Cesar's arrest and Dame Dash putting Envy on blast as a possible snitch, 50 Cent completely cut ties and backed out of their whole deal. Whatever big project they had cooking, it's done. Ended in the water. But does that automatically prove Envy's a federal informant? Not quite. Dame still hasn't produced any solid paperwork showing Envy cooperated with the feds in Cesar Pina's case. But the timing's got everybody side-eyeing hard. Fans are split down the middle, but a lot of folks online are convinced something about Envy's story just doesn't add up. Meanwhile, they're giving Dame his credit, saying whatever else you think about him, at least he's never robbed his own people. One fan went viral saying, Dame has never stolen from his community. The Breakfast Club has cost the African-American community at least $50 million because of the scammers they put on that platform. That's a serious accusation. Another person went in saying, Umar Johnson's still renting rooms, eating out, and jet-setting on other people's money. Then someone else added, Envy's lying. He knew this was a scam from the start. He's just denying it now that Cesar's behind bars. The internet's been ruthless. And it didn't stop there. Fans started naming other so-called entrepreneurs who came through the Breakfast Club with sketchy pasts. Jay Morrison and Brother Polite got called out too, both accused of pulling their own scams in the past. People are connecting the dots, saying maybe the Breakfast Club has been giving scammers free promo for years without realizing it, or maybe pretending not to. Either way, it's looking messy. So now everyone's asking, did Dame Dash actually expose the truth about Envy working with the feds? Or is this just another wild media storm spinning out of control? Do you think Envy was truly clueless about Cesar's dirty dealings? Or was he just playing innocent while stacking quiet cash on the side? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, hit subscribe, share this with your crew, and I'll see you in the next one.